You have to think of your thoughts and your inner world and your capacity to be able to attract things into your life. You have to think of these things as like currency. The currency that you have for bringing into your life what you want is the way that you think. And if you use the currency that you have for bringing into your life what you would like to spend it on what you don't like, don't be surprised if what you don't like keeps showing up. And the people who are not good at manifesting, who will tell you, this is just a lot of nonsense. You can't do this. You can't just think something and then have it work out for you. And they keep wondering why it not working out for you keeps showing up for them in their life. And they will constantly tell you about all the reasons why it can't work, and you never stop to say, but this is how you think all the time. Here's a good way of thinking about it. In the material world, the currency that we have for attracting what we want in our life is called money. Whereas in the metaphysical world, the currency that we have for attracting what we want is called thoughts. So let's go into the material world just for a moment. In the material world, I give you $1 million. And I say, here's a bushel full of money. Go to the mall and buy anything you want. This is the currency you have for attracting what you want into your life. And you say, I love this game. This is great. So you take this $1 million and you go to the mall, and the first thing you come to is a store that sells plastic trees. And you look at this plastic tree, let's say this one over here, you know that's not plastic. And you say, you know, that's the ugliest tree I've ever seen in my life. That thing is hideous. I would never want that tree in my house. It is so ugly. And then you look, and there's a price tag on it, and it says $20,000 for that plastic tree. And you say, that is ridiculous. Here's $20,000, send it home. Then you go to the next store, and in the next store they're selling, I don't know, some kind of crazy lamps. And you look at the lamp and you say, ugh, they want $10,000 for that hideous thing? I would never want that in my life. Here's $10,000, send it home. And every single store that you went to in the mall where you had the currency to attract what you do want, but every time you saw something you didn't want, you spent that currency on what you didn't want. You get home and you wonder, how come my house is full of ugly plastic trees and lamps? That's exactly what we do when we use our minds to put our attention on what we don't want.
This concludes Side A. Please stop the tape and turn it over to continue the program on the other side.
I was in Chicago not too long ago. I was doing a book tour. It was in March. And I got picked up by this woman who was sniffling and slithering and stuff coming out of her nose, and it was disgusting, all right? And she's to drive me around for 2 days, all right? So I looked at my watch, and it was the 25th of March, and that happens to be my oldest son's birthday. And I said, oh, it's an anniversary. She said, what anniversary? I said, oh, nothing. She said, well, what is it? What is it? I said, oh, it's 20 years since I've had a cold. 20 years ago, I had my last cold. And here was her reaction. Oh, just what I need. 2 days with Mr. Positive. He's going to tell me that all you have to do is think good thoughts and you don't have to get cold. And sure enough, I have to spend my 2 days with you. And I said what I'm trained to say in moments like that. What do you think? She said, I think colds are viruses. And they're in the air. And they land on us, and every once in a while, we're going to get a cold. And we don't need people like you to write books and come around and tell us to feel guilty every time we get a cold. I said, and what has been your experience over the last 20 years? She said, well, I get a cold every once in a while. I said, well, we are in total harmony in this car. She said, what do you mean? I said, well, you believe that you should get a cold every once in a while, and you do. I believe you should never get a cold, and I don't. Where is the problem? She said, well, what do you believe? I don't understand it. What do you believe? I said, well, I think colds probably are viruses too. I don't know that much about it, but I think they're probably viruses. And they land on us, and we have an immune system. And when that virus like that lands on my immune system, I talk to it. And I say, look, you've landed on the wrong immune system. You are not going to make it here. You're not going to thrive here, I'm telling you. But there's a lady in Chicago. Who's waiting for you. And so I send these people to you, these little viruses to you, about every 3 years or so. You see, you go around and you look at people who are good at manifesting and attracting into their life, and you try to get them to put their attention on what they don't want, you'll never get them to do it. They will never say it can't be done. No, I don't want to think like that. They know that if they think something can't be done. Now, if you're not doing what you love and loving what you do in your life, you can't reach city consciousness. Because unconditional love is one of the elements of this highest state of awareness. Now, for those of you who aren't able to do what you love, ask yourself why I am not able to do what I love or live the life I love. And what you will find is you will come up with reasons why you can't do it. And you will put your attention on those reasons. I got a mortgage. I've got all these responsibilities. I'm already stuck over here. I've been here for a long time. I can't make this change. I can't do these kinds of things. And instantly your attention shifts off of living the life that you love onto all the reasons why you can't. And all the reasons why you can't keep showing up. So I would suggest to you that what you do is you shift out of that tribal consciousness. See your life as like a boat heading up the river at 40 knots. And you're standing on the stern and you're looking down into the water and you see there, in this metaphor, the wake. And ask yourself these three questions. First of all, number one, what is the wake? The wake is a trail that is left behind. That's all it is. It's just a trail that is left behind. Second question to ask, what's driving the boat? What's making my life go in this direction? Answer, the present moment energy being generated by the engine, and nothing more is what's making this boat go. That is, how I am processing these moments, these experiences, now. And nothing more is what's making my life go in this direction. And the third and most important question to ask yourself, is it possible for the wake to drive the boat? Can a trail that is left behind make a boat go? Answer, it's an illusion. Everything that's back there is just a trail. And it's all the tribal stuff and all the beliefs and all the things that you've been told that are back there. And if you use it to keep you from being able to manifest and attract into your life what you want, you're just living the illusion. Get out of the way.